Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Alicia and I'm back with another DIY video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this African print graduation HBCU t-shirts. Now these t-shirts were actually a custom order and they came out so freaking cute. I said, you know what, let me share this with my YouTube fam. So I went ahead and put the graphics on my website so you guys can get them and make these the same exact way that I made them in the video. So if you want to make them the same way that I did, like always, you go to my website, kreateyourdreamz.com. You go to the top where it says t-shirts, and then when you click t-shirts, another menu would pop down and you go to where it says t-shirt transfer designs, and underneath that go ahead and hit graduation designs. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Afro Kente cap first, which is our Afro puff with our graduation hat on there. So you want to go ahead and click that. And then when you click the file, you can choose between a PNG, SVG, or JPG. In this video, I'm going to be doing a PNG because I'm using my heat transfers. And these PNGs are the background is removed, so it's transparent. So it's best to use a PNG file when you're doing your transfer papers on your t-shirts. Then I'm going to go ahead and click the Kente Mom, and I'm going to do PNG on that one as well and add that to cart. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the HBCU, and it says graduate underneath it in the Kente print. So I'm going to choose all three of those in PNG file and add them to cart. Now all of my graphics are instant downloads and I'm going to show you how you can get them. So once I go to checkout, I'm going to go ahead and put in our coupon code. My graphics are buy one get one, but you have to put the coupon code to activate that sale. So in the discount code area right under your items, you go ahead and put instant BOGO. I'm going to also put that in the description box just in case you forget, but it's instant BOGO, and then you hit apply. That's going to activate your buy one get one. Then you just go ahead and check out like a regular purchase. Now once you check out, a download box is going to pop up and it's going to show you each image. Now they also get sent to your email, but you can download them instantly on the website as soon as you check out. So when you go ahead and hit download, you can open up your file and you can save it to your laptop, to your cell phone, your tablet, however you are purchasing these, you go ahead and save it to your device. So that was our HBCU. Now I'm going to open up our Proud Mom so you guys can see it. And like I said, all of the backgrounds are already removed on my PNG file, which makes it a lot easier for you guys. So here is our Proud Mom. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the last one, which I believe is our Afro with the graduation hat. And then you can go ahead and save that one as well. So now that we have all of our files saved, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to size these, how to resize them. The way that I made them, they're already sized to fit a t-shirt very nicely, but you can also change the size of them using picmonkey and Canva. I'm going to show you how to do this using picmonkey because I enjoy using picmonkey, but you can also resize your graphics in Canva if you're more comfortable with using Canva. So since I already have a picmonkey account, I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now picmonkey does offer a 14-day free trial. Now first, once I log in, I go to the top where it says create new, and then I go to where it says blank canvas, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says print sizes. The print size I'm going to use is US standard size 11 by 8.5 inch. And here it is. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Once you click that, a blank sheet of paper 11 by 8.5 inch is going to pop up just like this. Then I'm going to go to the top where it says add image, and we're going to add our first image to our blank sheet of paper. So I'm going to go ahead into computer. I'm going to find our first image that we're going to add, and I'm going to go ahead and upload that into our empty blank sheet of paper. So the first image that I'm doing is the HBCU graduate. And once you upload it, it's going to pop up right over here on the side. So just go ahead and click it once. And then once you click it once, the images are going to pop up in the center of our blank sheet of paper. Now, the reason why I chose to add this image is I don't really want to resize it because the sizing is perfect. I might make it a little tiny bit smaller because I don't want it to be too much bigger than the graduation hat. But I want to add two of them to my blank sheet of paper because I hate to waste transfer paper. You know, it does cost, especially if you use a really good quality transfer paper. So I like to maximize each sheet that I'm going to be printing. So I went ahead and clicked the HBCU twice, and I added one to the top of our blank sheet of paper and one to the bottom. Then I'm going to go ahead and size them so that they both fit nicely. One thing I will tell you is that when you're adding multiple images to your transfer paper, you don't want the images to overlap too much on the edges of your blank sheet of paper. Like you want to stay within the box. How can I put it so it makes sense? If you don't stay within the box when you print it, it might cut off some of the image. So don't make it too big, to stay within that box. So now that I'm happy with the way that looks, I'm going to go ahead and send that to the printer, and I'm going to go ahead and work on our other image. I'm going to go ahead and do probably our afro hat. Yes, I'll do the afro just so you guys can see how it's done. And after you see how I do this, and doing the proud mom is basically self-explanatory. So I want to make this a little bit wider. So once you click your image and it pops into the center of your blank sheet of paper, the image has a square around it, and it has little circles around the side of each square. You go ahead and drag those little circles up, down, side by side to resize your image. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so you guys can see how this looks once I size it. So I made it a little bit wider and a little bit taller. Then I went ahead and put the image more in the center of the blank sheet of paper. So like I said, when I print it, it won't cut off the edges of the design. It'll come out the entire way. You see it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and download that and print that as well. And then this is how everything looks when it's printed. I didn't do Proud Mom on camera, but it's the same way that I did the Afro cap. This is the Afro cap. I noticed that when I printed it, it had some streaks in it because I needed to recalibrate my ink, which I did not. But it's okay. Once I put the heat on it, it took away all those streaks. So it's fine. If your printer prints it out like that, it's okay. Once you put the heat on a t-shirt, those streaks would go away. And here is our HBCU graduate. And it came out perfect with putting 2 on 1 sheet. So therefore, you guys don't have to waste any transfer paper. So yes, now that I went ahead and printed everything and I'm loving the way it looks, my room is a little bit dull, so you can't tell the brightness of it, but you'll be able to see once I iron it on, that beautiful, nice, rich color. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the images out by hand. You don't have to use a cutting machine because these images are so large. So while I'm cutting it out, I'm probably going to speed these clips up because I don't want you guys to, it doesn't take a long time to cut them out, but I'm not going to have you guys sit through me cutting every single image out. So while I'm cutting them, as you notice, because I'm using white t-shirts, you don't have to cut off every single piece of white. You can kind of cut around or outline it, but you can leave a tiny bit of white around the edges, because once you iron that on, it's going to blend in with the white color of the t-shirt. Now, if you are using colored t-shirts, you want to probably use a cutting machine because you want to get all of that excess white off. But if you're using a white t-shirt like me, don't worry about it, sis. Just go ahead and use a regular scissor if you don't have a cutting machine, and just go ahead and cut off the transfer paper, cut off the white background to the best of your ability. And basically, this is how it looks, once I cut it off. You see how it has a little bit of white trim around it, but don't worry about it. It's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the rest and come back and show you guys how it looks. So now that everything is cut out, this is how everything looks. And like I said, don't worry about those streaks if this happens to you as well, because once we put that heat on there, those streaks in that afro are going to completely disappear. But yeah, this is how it looks. This is how much of a white trim that I left around the afro. And like I said, once we iron it on, it's going to blend in with our white t-shirt. This is how our HBCU graduate looks, and this is how our proud mom graduation cap and diploma looks. Everything came out really, really beautiful. So let's go ahead and iron these on. So the first t-shirt I'm going to be doing is our graduation afro with the cap, and I'm actually using a large size t-shirt. And it's actually a really smooth t-shirt. I forgot the brand of it. I'm going to look it up and then put a link down below because this t-shirt is very soft and smooth and lightweight. But anyways, the first thing we want to do is prep our t-shirt. I'm using my ironing board. It's best to use a flat surface, and if I had more room, more lighting in my room, I would use my sewing table, but my sewing table area is so dark and dull right now. So I'm going to use my ironing board by the window so you guys can really see how this looks once it's ironed on. So I'm just going to go ahead and first iron my t-shirt, get out all those wrinkles and make sure that my t-shirt is laying nice, flat, and smooth. Now, once I've run the iron over it for a little bit to get out all the creases, want to go ahead and cool that off for a few minutes before you actually start to put your transfer design. And I'm also going to take a piece of tape. I just use a piece of Scotch tape or the really thick tape, and I roll it into a circle, and I just go ahead and dab it onto our t-shirt. If you have a lint roll, a lint brush, feel free to go ahead and use that, but you can just use a piece of tape and it'll definitely get off any little, pieces of hair or debris that might be on a t-shirt. Keep in mind that whenever the t-shirt is not ironed or it has little stuff on there, it's going to come across in the transfer design. So you don't want that. So make sure that your t-shirt is flat, free of wrinkles, and that you go ahead and clean it off with a piece of tape or a lint brush before you start to do your transfer. Now, to find the center of your t-shirt, your center is always going to be where the tag or the size of your t-shirt is in your neck, in the neck of your t-shirt. So I'm going to line up my cap right under that, right under where the neck of or where the tag is, because that's the center of my shirt. So once you have your position, you want to go ahead and remove the backing of your transfer paper. Very important, guys. Do not forget this. Take a pin. You can use your nail, but I like to use just a regular small clothing pin. And what we're going to do is we're going to face the transfer paper back ways so that the image is facing the front way or away from you, and just go ahead and press down on one edge of our design. And once you do that, it'll separate the backing from your design. Super simple. Doesn't take a rocket science. Very easy. And then when you're pulling apart your backing from your design, be gentle. Don't just drag this off of there, guys, because your design will rip. Okay, so once you peel that off, we want to go ahead and line that back up in the center of our t-shirt like we did before. And then once you have that laying flat, make sure that it's completely laying flat, because however, when you put that heat on there, you can't move anything. And however the design is on there is how it's going to stay once you put the heat. So make sure it's laying flat, make sure it's a clean surface and everything looks good before you put that heat on there. Now, transfer paper comes with what's called tissue paper or heat paper. Every pack of paper that you buy has probably a few pieces in there. So you have to use that when you're doing a heat transfer. You can't apply the heat without that paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put a sheet of that paper above or on top of my design. If you need to use 2 sheets, go ahead, because your pack of heat transfer should come with at least 3 or 4 of them. But I'm going to go ahead and start applying some heat. I'm only going to apply a little bit of heat because I want to show you guys how you can tell when the image is not finished. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more heat. Then I'm going to pull it up and show you guys how you can tell when your design needs more heat added to it. You want to always check while you're applying the heat on your design because you don't want to burn your design. But if you pick up the heat and you have what's called black blotchy spots, or I call it like an ashy look on your design, that means you need to add more heat to your transfer design. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the heat up and zoom in and show you guys how it looks when you need to add some more heat on your transfer design. So here it is. You see, you can already tell without me even zooming in. So this is how it looks. You see how the top part of her afro is dark, but then in the middle it has that streak going across. That means that the center is not finished and I have to apply some more heat to our design. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some more heat and finish this, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how it looks. Now, if you are new to doing heat transfers, when you're ironing on your design, what you can do is you can peek under your tissue paper while you're ironing it on, just so you can see, what spots need more heat and what spots don't. So I'm going to go ahead and apply more heat and come back and show you guys how it looks. Okay guys, so now that I finished adding enough heat to it, this is how our Afro puff looks so far. And like I said, those streaks are basically gone. So the t-shirt looks really well. After I finish putting on the HBCU, I'm going to hang it up on a hanger and show you guys how the entire t-shirt looks when it's hung up. But I'm going to go ahead and move our t-shirt up on the ironing board and go ahead and iron the bottom of it a little bit to get some of these creases out and prep the bottom so that I can put on our Kente HBCU graduate sign. So I'm going to just go ahead and roll the tape over this a little bit and just go ahead and lightly iron the bottom. And be careful, because when you're doing this part, you don't want to get the iron on your design. So if you need to go ahead and use your transfer paper or your tissue paper and cover up the image that's already on the top of your t-shirt, go ahead and do that so that when you iron on the bottom to get those creases out, you don't disturb the design. Because if you hit the design with the hot iron, it's going to damage your design that's already ironed on your t-shirt. So now I'm going to go ahead and line up my HBCU graduate sign on the t-shirt to where I want it to be when I iron it on. I'm just going to go ahead and position it right in the center of where our Afro puff girl is. And I'm going to go ahead and take my pen once again and remove the backing from our transfer design. And then once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and replace it on the shirt. I'm going to go ahead and lay it flat, smooth it out, and then put our tissue paper back on top of that and just go ahead and iron on our HBCU. And then after I finish doing that, I'm going to come back and show you guys how it looks. And keep in mind, don't forget to keep on checking your design while you're ironing, while you're putting that heat on there, because if you're new to this, like I said, you don't want to keep your iron on there too long because you can burn it. So just keep on checking and look out for those blotchy spots like I showed you with the Afro puff. So now that I'm all done, I went ahead and hung up our first t-shirt. This is how the first one with the Afro puff came out. It looks so good, guys. Like, these colors pop. Like, the lighting in my room doesn't do this t-shirt any justice. Like, I love the way these t-shirts turned out. They're so cute, and it's such a unique twist. I mean, the style of the designs are so different with the Kente print. You know, it just blends in so well with the HBCU. It just looks so good. You don't normally see graduation t-shirts like this, and that's what makes it stand out. So definitely, if you know someone or if you have a family member that's graduating from an HBCU, definitely try to do this style design t-shirt because it looks so freaking good. Like, this is our proud mom, and just the colors, like, I'm gonna try to see if I can get it in a different area of my room that has more lighting so you guys can really see how it looks, because they came out awesome. Like, I love the coloring on these t-shirts. That kente print just looks so nice in the letters and the background of the cap. Like, it looks so good. That t-shirt size is actually an extra large, and the graphics came out really big and look really well even on the extra large size t-shirt. They look awesome. So after I packaged them in some t-shirt slips to ship them out, I went ahead and just see if I can get some more footage of it. And like I said, the lighting in my room is not that great, so it doesn't give you the awesomeness of the coloring. But yeah, they look so good. I'm just completely pleased with the way they turned out. So definitely give these a try. It's such a unique twist on a graduation t-shirt design. I love the kente print. So yeah, I'm going to end our video here, and be sure to check the description box for all the details that you need to make these t-shirts. I'm going to leave my coupon code for my graphics, my website link. I'm going to see if I can put the brand of t-shirts that I use in this video, and I'm also going to leave my Instagram. So go ahead guys and give me a follow, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up and comment and subscribe if you love this video. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and like always, stay blessed. God is love. Peace.